specialist at Key. Call anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can tailor a solution for your needs and your wants right over the phone. Call 1-888-KEY-1234. Key, help at every turn.
What will it cost to save the salmon? Sunday at 6 on Town Hall.
From ABC News, around the world and into your home, the stories that touch your life. This is 2020 with Barbara Walters, Diane Sawyer, Sam Donaldson, Connie Chung, Charles Gibson, and Hugh Downs. Tonight, an eye-opening investigation. 2020 opens the books and finds lots of mistakes. In classrooms across America, students are learning science, math, history. But what if the textbooks are wrong?
This book wants students to believe that Columbus set sail for America in 1500.
We found too many outrageous errors in some of the most widely used textbooks. Are they the ones your child is reading?
If our students had the same number of mistakes, they would get a failing grade.
So who's not doing their homework? Don't blame the authors.
I've never seen the book before.
This well-respected former teacher says she was stunned to see her name on a textbook she didn't write. So how do publishers get away with it?
They're in the book-selling business. They're not in the education business, God knows.
An astonishing look at what your child might be learning in school. Wait till you see Sam Donaldson's Book Report. And the insatiable American appetite getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
We're kind of eating machines. That's what we're set up to do.
It's the latest trend. Fast food shops and restaurants stuffing their pockets by piling your plate.
It's a very primitive, basic urge to get the most for your money in our country, and that's what people want, even if it's making them obese.
The portions are huge, and so are we.
Do you worry that maybe you gain a little weight?
Oh, and how?
Will Americans ever cry uncle? Arnold Diaz with America's growing problem. Food portions. The bigger, the better. Plus, a 2020 medical exclusive. It conquers the body one part at a time. The neck, the chest, the arms, the feet. Slowly frozen in place.
This is one of the most rare and uncommon disorders that affect human beings.
A strange genetic twist, transforming the body, turning muscle into bone. And this doctor is determined to find an answer.
It's a sacred mission to help these children.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman with a battle against a rare and bizarre condition. Can he save the bone people? Those stories tonight, April 2nd, 1999.
When it's time to clean your outside windows, does the job seem this big? Next time, try Windex Outdoor. Just aim, spray, and rinse. Windex Outdoor's concentrated formula and sheeting action dissolve tough outdoor grime to get windows clean. No buckets, no ladders, no aggravation. Bring a big job down to size with Windex Outdoor from S.C. Johnson Wax. A beautiful shine, a lot less time.
Nature made me a person of many parts. Nature made me determined to make all of them last. And thankfully, to help, there are premium quality nature-made vitamins and herbs, like vitamin E, which research shows can help keep my heart healthy. There's no stopping me, because nature made me.
Run to JCPenney with your credit card and charge. Score big using your JCPenney card this Friday and Saturday and get an extra 10% off sale and regular priced items in stores and catalog. It's 2 days only, so charge.
Driving is optional. Stopping isn't. Get genuine Midas brakes for only $79.95 and our lifetime guarantee. Go safely. Go Midas.
From ABC News in New York, Hugh Downs and Connie Chung.
Good evening and welcome to 2020 Friday. Barbara is off tonight, and I'm delighted to have my colleague Connie Chung with us this evening. Welcome, Connie.
Thank you.
You know, you've heard it said that you cannot judge a book by its cover. Well, that's one of the things we confirmed when we opened some of the textbooks that your children may be using in school.
Hugh, textbook publishing is big business, and we take for granted that the material in textbooks is accurate. We assume it was written by the educators whose names appear on the cover. Sam Donaldson is here tonight, and that's not always the case, is it, Sam?
Well, Connie, Hugh, when you think about it, so much of what we know about science, about history, we learned as a child from a textbook. Yet the number of mistakes we found in some of the most widely read textbooks in America is stunning. Are children being taught historical inaccuracies and scientific untruths in your community? Wait until you see what happened when we went back to school. Boys and girls, pick up your textbook, will you? Exploring Physical Science. Turn to page 199. Welcome to a 7th grade science class in Eugene, Oregon. You read what it says about the Statue of Liberty, and when you're finished, I'll ask you a question or two about it. Be careful. Every day in thousands of classrooms all over this country, students pick up their textbooks expecting to learn. But as these kids are about to learn...
If it's in a textbook, it's not necessarily true. We've found too many factual errors.
I'm tired of reading books with so many errors in them.
Meet Norma and Mel Gabler of Longview, Texas. They've been waging war on textbook errors for over 37 years. Errors like...
That President Jimmy Carter was the first Democratic president to be elected to office since Harry Truman.
Wrong. Both Presidents John Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson were Democrats.
Sputnik was the Soviet Union's first intercontinental ballistic missile, and it carried a nuclear warhead.
Wrong. Sputnik was not a missile at all, and it carried no warhead. It was the first satellite.
One of the textbooks gives Napoleon credit for winning the Battle of Waterloo.
Wrong again. Waterloo was Napoleon's biggest defeat. In fact, the Gablers have found so many mistakes, they had to take us outdoors just to show us their list of errors in only 5 history texts currently under consideration in Texas. How do textbook publishers get away with such gross errors?
There are a lot of teachers who don't know the subject matter that they are purporting or attempting to teach.
William Bonetta of Petaluma, California, is another textbook error sleuth. He publishes critiques which point out the problems. So if the book is wrong, and the teacher doesn't know it's wrong, the student gets the wrong information.
Yes, absolutely. That's the way it works. No doubt about it.
Bonetta has looked at the book being used by that 7th grade class in Oregon. Exploring Physical Science, according to its publisher Prentice Hall, is America's best-selling science text for middle schools. Is it accurate?
No. This book is full of ludicrous mistakes, which have been documented to a fare thee well by my friend Howard Lyon in Pennsylvania.
Howard Lyon of Erie, Pennsylvania, teaches music and plays in the local symphony. One night 5 years ago, his then 7th grade daughter Miranda got stuck on a homework assignment in her middle school science text.
She brought in this book here and asks her to explain why a person weighs less high up on a mountain than they do deep within a mine. And I looked at that problem and I said, you can't handle that question. That's something dreadfully wrong with that.
Lyon checked his hunch, and sure enough, because of the laws of gravity, one could weigh less deep in a mine than on a mountaintop. Lyon fired off a letter to Prentice Hall. But before he got a reply...
We found another 28 mistakes.
28 mistakes?
Easily.
Lyon fired off a second letter. Then did they reply to that one?
Yes, but by that time we'd found another 85.
85 more?
85 more, easily. And at this point, it was no longer funny.
Lyon showed an example of how this book teaches it wrong. A lab experiment in which a pin attached to a vibrating tuning fork is supposed to etch out a sine wave.
One of the things that the kids are supposed to do, they're supposed to fasten a pin to a tuning fork using candle wax. I'll let you try it. There's a pin.
See, I don't think I have a wax on it.
Don't feel frustrated because it will never work.
What do you mean it will never work?
The candle wax won't work. It won't adhere.
Well, you're right.
So we attached the pin with a rubber band, but the lab still wouldn't work because the book shows the tuning fork in the wrong position. Only when we turned it 90 degrees so it would vibrate parallel to the surface will be able to get the desired result. What do you think happens when kids try this and it won't work for them?
Well, I don't understand science. And they could. They could if they saw it done right.
Finding errors in exploring physical science became Howard Lyon's crusade. He found solids listed as liquid. He found natural elements like uranium described as man-made. He found the color spectrum reversed. He found aspirin incorrectly described as a synthetic polymer. He found errors in facts, errors in figures, even errors in grammar.
And if our students had the same number of mistakes, they would get a failing grade. And that's what I would give Prentice Hall or any other publisher.
Dennis Iaquinta, a member of Erie's Mill Creek School Board, was shocked enough to take Lyon's crusade all the way to the White House. And that was before we showed him this new history book proposed for his district. We asked Iaquinta to read a passage from page 413.
In 1492, Christopher Columbus, a sailor, presented a daring plan to reach the riches of India.
Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston's World History explains that Columbus presented his plan to Spanish monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella in 1492. Then it says,
after 8 years, Isabella granted his request.
That would mean that this book wants students to believe that Columbus set sail for America in 1500.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was chuckling.
Well, what do you think? Do you think your school district will wind up buying this textbook?
I'm 1 out of 9 members on the board. And if it is up to me, you know, Sam, the answer is no.
Erie schools may or may not buy world history, but they still use exploring physical science. However, inspired by Howard and Miranda Lyon, the school district printed a 34-page booklet of corrections, and Prentice Hall paid to copy it for Erie students.
Prentice Hall did pay for the printing and distribution costs locally.
Here,
right.
But you don't know whether they sent it elsewhere.
Oh, I don't know if Prentice Hall is sent it elsewhere.
So they know about these errors now in Erie, Pennsylvania. But what about the rest of the country? We came here to Eugene, Oregon, to one of the finest middle schools in the state, Roosevelt Middle School. And nobody had told them. Remember when we left those 7th grade science students in this school? They were reading about the Statue of Liberty in this same textbook, knowing we were about to quiz them on it. Okay, you've read this now. Who can tell me what the outer structure of the Statue of Liberty is made of? Right there, in blue. If you'll stand up, what is the outer structure of the Statue of Liberty made of?
Bronze.
That's what the book says, bronze. But guess what? That's wrong. It's made of copper. Yes, the statue's outer shell is made of copper, which of course turns green when it corrodes. The textbook has it dead wrong, and the teacher, Donna Maffitt, is shocked. Until we came to you, were you aware of the number of errors in this book?
No. While I knew of some of the errors already, I'm looking at this in a far more critical eye.
We showed her the correction sheet Prentice Hall paid for in Erie, Pennsylvania. Did you get one of these?
Not at all, no.
Teacher Donna Maffitt felt let down by the textbook's publisher.
If you were able to find out that I had ordered this book, they should be able to know that too. And it wouldn't take very much time, I don't think, nor money to send this out and let us know about it.
While Prentice Hall did make corrections in a later edition of Exploring Physical Science, they told us no publisher has a system in place to communicate errors to schools and teachers like Donna Maffitt. To William Bonetta, it's a lack of accountability that can be traced to the industry's bottom line.
Remember, the textbook publisher is not interested in that teacher. The publisher is interested in selling millions and millions of copies of that book.
Well, there's much more of Sam Donaldson's report just ahead. And wait till you hear what he discovered about some of the authors whose names are listed on the textbooks your children use in school.
Who played a greater role in the history of the United States, George Washington or Marilyn Monroe?
I found that George Washington was only given about 3 lines twice in the book, but it gave 6.5 pages to Marilyn.
Sam Donaldson with an answer that's one for the books when 2020 continues.
People get into gardening to settle their nerves. I guess I'm a nervous person. We get our plants from local growers. That way they're fresh. That's an ocean of reds and lavenders and pinks and purples. How will that plant bond with it? We want our customers to know that they can come here and find quality. This is a beautiful choice. They're cheery. Home Depot has a 1-year guarantee on their plants. If they die, just bring them back, and we will replace them. You get the price, and you get quality, plus you get the Carol Eddy service.
Genius? Yeah, right, if they only knew. Chaos. So many stores, so fast. Stores aren't connected. Nobody's connected. Inventory's a mess. My suppliers are totally in the dark. Help. The AT&T people said that they'd get everyone connected in real time. That'll fix it. Maybe going public isn't so crazy.
AT&T Net.working to make your business succeed.
The Aussie philosophy. I believe my hair should be in a clean and natural state, like Australia. Australia's not a state.
Duh. But that's where Aussie gets natural stuff for your hair.
Like mango.
And
kangaroo paw.
Ouch.
Relax, it's just a flower.
And I believe Aussie's why my hair's so full of life and shine.
And Aussie doesn't test its products on animals. That's my philosophy. Aussie. We do hair a little differently.
There's big news in the shipping business. Now there's a shipper that confirms your packages were received. A shipper that uses digital scanners, lets you check on delivery by phone or internet, and can save you up to 65% over 2-day services. Which one is it? The U.S. Postal Service. Introducing delivery confirmation for priority mail. So, now what's your priority?
What if you could treat wrinkles like an expert would? Introducing Rock, the #1 anti-wrinkle cream in France. Developed with dermatologists, this pure and active form of vitamin A works deeper, inside skin's surface. In a 12-week study, the appearance of fine lines was reduced by 86%, wrinkles by 42%. Something more superficial beauty treatments could never promise. Rock, we keep our promises.
Are you ready?
Here we go. 3.14.
This man has $25,000 at stake. He's had 1 week to memorize 100 digits in perfect sequence. And now comes the moment of truth. He must perform this feat in front of millions, and the $25,000 will be his.
846264034.
This is only one of 1,000 big moments coming to ABC beginning Saturday, 8/7 Central.
We continue now with Sam Donaldson's book report on the textbooks that may be in your child's classroom and the disturbing number of mistakes they contain. Sam?
Connie, it's bad enough when textbooks contain errors in fact, with the question of what the Statue of Liberty is made of, for example. But it's far worse when young people at an impressionable age are taught concepts that critics say are just plain wrong about history, cultures, and the world around us. They charge that some publishers are deliberately doing just that in order to increase sales.
This thing is a clear and present danger to students' health.
William Bonetta, a critic of errors in fact and what he believes are errors of interpretation in textbooks, is on the warpath against what he calls, get this, airy-fairy woo-woo. And he finds an example in a health text published by Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston. What's woo-woo as you define it?
Well, woo-woo in the case of this book is telling kids things like, well, if you're not feeling well, you could go for a medical checkup. Or as an alternative, eat some ginseng root.
Actually, the book says someone in Arizona feeling run down might go to a doctor for a checkup, while someone in China might rely solely on ginseng root, which is true. But Bonetta's point is the book leaves it at that, not explaining that medical science has not been able to establish that ginseng can cure anything, while a doctor certainly might. The same thing with garlic. This book teaches that garlic has in many cultures been relied upon as a medicine, which is also true. But, says Bonetta, so what?
Who said? Where's the evidence that garlic ever cured anything? But you see, none of that.
Bonetta believes that textbooks dwell on things like alternative medicine because the publishers know that this cultural woo-woo, as he calls it, is popular in educational circles.
So the publisher says, we got to get some cultural woo-woo in here. Tell them about ginseng and magic garlic cures and Navajo mystery chants and all of that kind of stuff because it will help to sell books.
According to that theory, textbook publishers are doing what many critics of the television news business say we're doing, giving people what we think they want to see rather than what we think they really ought to know. There may be something to it. How else to explain this high school history book's treatment of George Washington versus Marilyn Monroe?
I found that George Washington was only given about 3 lines twice in the book, but it gave 6.5 pages to Marilyn. And
The Gablers of Texas almost couldn't believe their eyes. Page after page of text and pictures galore of the sex goddess, but barely a mention of the leader of the American Revolution.
And I just turned to the Commissioner of Education and said, do you think that Texas is quite ready for Maryland to be the mother of this country?
Maryland aside, the relative weight textbooks assigned to events is bound to change with the passing years. But critics charge many textbooks go so far as to rewrite history in the name of multiculturalism and political correctness.
Who fought the American Revolution? We're reviewing a book now in which it seems to be Molly Pitcher rather than George Washington.
Molly Pitcher did aid in the Revolution, firing a cannon in place of her fallen husband. But if a history book seems to inflate the importance of her story, it may be because the people who buy the textbooks want it that way.
That golden balance is the most difficult thing of all.
Former Congresswoman Patricia Schroeder, now president of the Association of American Publishers, says publishers try to hold the line, but many buyers put pressure on them to make changes.
A certain group organizes in the electorate and starts pushing for, we want this. We're very interested in making sure women have more of a role in many of the history books. African Americans say early on, many history books kind of left out their part. Latin Americans said the same thing. So everybody's trying to find the right balance without having it skewed.
The same thing may be happening when it comes to political correctness for the 90s. Take McDougall and Littell's America's Past and Promise, and this 1915 photo of a number of people linking arms to show the girth of a giant redwood tree in Sequoia National Park. What does the book say about that picture?
The book says that what this picture is showing is conservationists link hands around a tree to stop loggers from cutting it down. Absolute nonsense.
To get an idea just how big the textbook industry is, consider this. Adult hardcovers, like those you'd find at any bookstore, had sales totaling $2.75 billion in 1998, while grade school textbook sales topped $3.3 billion. So with the stakes so high, how is it that a best-selling textbook can be riddled with errors? William Bonetta says it begins with the names on the title page.
These are what we call phantom authors. This is one important dimension of the fraud that pervades the school book business.
According to Bonetta, the people listed on textbooks as the authors sometimes have had little or nothing to do with actually writing the book. You're telling me that publishers knowingly put names on their textbooks and know that these people didn't write them?
I see I've made myself clear. That's exactly right.
It was an accusation we found hard to believe, so we investigated, beginning with that textbook being used in Eugene, Oregon, exploring physical science. The first name on the book's list of 6 authors is that of Anthea Maton, a former member of the National Science Teachers Association. Tell me about writing this book.
I'd never seen the book before, and really, this is the first time I've ever seen it.
But your name is the lead name as the lead author of the book.
So I've been told. It's fascinating.
Maton says she's never written an actual textbook for Prentice Hall. About 8 years ago, she did consulting work and provided ancillary material for an earlier series of science texts. How do you feel about the fact that someone picks up this book, sees that that's an error, says, who wrote this? And there you are.
It's very disturbing, actually. You know, I still have pride in my reputation.
One of the other authors said they also never had seen this book and had nothing to do with writing it. The remaining 4 didn't return our phone calls. But guess what? The publisher admitted to us that none of them had actually written the book. Exploring Physical Sciences publisher, Prentice Hall, was purchased recently by Pearson Education, based in Upper Saddle River, New Jersey. They declined our request for an interview, but in a letter said the text was edited by in-house and freelance editors and justified using Anthea Maton and the other authors, by saying they incorporated material from the earlier series.
It's a question of their having learned over the years that one way to sell books is to put impressive names on the title page. No one will call you on it, and it will help to promote sales.
When people like you blow the whistle, don't they have pause?
When was the last time somebody blew the whistle?
That would have been the Gablers in 1992, standing up to an industry that sold $20 million worth of error-ridden history books to Texas schools.
They fined them $1.5 million and made them take all their books back and bring back corrected copies to the state of Texas.
One had the dropping of the first atomic bomb on Korea instead of Japan. So the publishers destroyed the bad books, right? Wrong, according to the Gablers.
No, they sold them to other states. We don't know how many states are using them.
They're in the book-selling business. They're not in the education business, God knows, okay? They're in the business of selling books.
The publishers do care about education, says Patricia Schroeder, and they don't like tailoring textbooks to suit the sensibilities of individual school districts. However, she acknowledges in the final analysis, publishers want to sell their books. And
he who pays the fiddler calls the tune. We have a motto in this country, the customer's always right. So part of our job is trying to educate the customer.
The ultimate customer is the student.
That's exactly right. And they're not at the table.
You notice that you're going to be...
When textbooks are wrong, students can only hope to have teachers like Donna Maffett, who's been instructing in science for 30 years. Or they can hope to have an opportunity to learn the truth on their own, like one of Maffett's students, who knew the book was wrong when it said the Statue of Liberty was made of bronze, not copper.
Tell me why.
I went and saw the Statue of Liberty. I read the little thing next to the Statue of Liberty, and I kind of believed that over the book.
Sam, this is one of the most appalling reports I've ever seen. What are the publishers saying about this?
Hugh, Pearson Education CEO, wrote to us and admitted there were factual mistakes in exploring physical science. He said the company is breaking with the industry practice of waiting for later editions to correct the errors. It will soon become the first publisher to use the Internet to post corrections. By the way, Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston says that in its 1999 history book, it will correct the information about Columbus to make clear he discovered America in 1492.
I'm glad of that.
I'll be looking at my son's textbooks very carefully now.
We'll be right back.
In America, size counts. And look what's getting bigger. Our burgers, our drinks, our food portions, and our bodies.
We're being supersized into obesity.
Arnold Diaz weighs in on a growing American problem when 2020 returns.
We have new facts about a nationwide conspiracy. Its members are profoundly happy. They're not forced to stay, but once they join, they never want to leave. Here's their latest recruitment effort.
Now buy a DirecTV system and get free installation, plus 3 free months of programming, with no long-term commitments. So hurry, sign up today.
Someday we will all be one of them. Who are these people?
DirecTV, what are you looking at?
All living things depend on it. We need it to be clear, fresh, so we depend on Brita. Chlorine and 99% of lead are removed. Tap water is transformed.
That meeting is going to start whether I get rid of this headache or not. So I took something stronger, something faster. I took Advil liquid gels. They're stronger and faster on tough pain than extra-strength Tylenol. It makes sense that they are. Liquid gels are the only pain reliever with liquid inside. Nobody else has that. Nobody. So when you want something that's faster on tough headaches than Tylenol, take Advil liquid gels. Pain relief that's stronger and faster.
Now on video, everybody's going ape over Disney's Mighty Joe Young. If you missed one of the year's biggest heroes in theaters,
did you see that?
Now's your chance to bring him home. Disney's Mighty Joe Young, own the mightiest family adventure of the year, now on video, rated PG.
If you thought the season's first 5 episodes were good, the last 8 will leave you breathless.
I'm late, Danny.
8 weeks.
Do you think you could fall in love with her?
8 new blues with more surprises from the best cop show on television. All new NYPD Blue. ABC Tuesday. Viewer discretion advised.
2 new huge hits are on ABC Wednesday. There's the one about L.A.
Water for me, thanks.
Come on, what are you, anorexic? It's like, you know. And The Norm Show, the one about the caring social workers. You don't want to hear about my problems.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I was going to say that, but that'd sound bad.
It's like, you know. And The Norm Show. See you Wednesday on ABC.
Your eyes used to be bigger than your stomach, but not anymore. Is America getting too much of a good thing? Then, a strange disorder turning flexible bodies into rigid bone.
It starts in the head and the neck region and progresses down the torso.
The Bone People. When 2020 continues, after this from our ABC stations.
Fire lights the night sky in Belgrade. NATO attacks the headquarters of the Yugoslavian security forces. Good evening, I'm Kathy Marshall.
And I'm John Martirasso. Tonight, the virus threat to your computer, it is very serious. It has people taking action.
Plus, the shock at the gas pump. The stories on Channel 2 News at 11.
Amica, good news for good drivers.
The Power of 2000 broadcasting in high definition on Channel 43.
Docking in 3, 2, 1. Contact. Board cutoff. Thompson Damerow, what is your status, please? Copy that. Thompson, Damerow, Ford are now 1. Congratulations.
Each second brings us closer to the year 2000.
We've all heard the scare stories.
But at Channel 2 News, we're taking a positive look at Y2K.
With stories focusing on new discoveries, technologies, and future trends for work and play.
It's Y2K information you can look forward to.
Join Channel 2 News each week as we count down to the next century, bringing you the hope of a better tomorrow. That's the power of 2000. Channel 2 News, partnering for a brighter future with Montgomery Ward. The Wicks Furniture Neighborhood Weather Net. Get a more accurate forecast custom fit to your backyard. One more reason why nothing's stronger than the power of 2000. John Marlar and Kathy Marshall, weeknights on Channel 2 News.
Here's a concept that will raise a few eyebrows. Getting the most for your money is not always the best idea. I can't believe I said that. But it's true, because in some cases it may be downright detrimental to your health. What we're talking about is food. And as you're about to see, it's become a growing problem in America. If you're planning on eating out anytime soon, Arnold Diaz has some food for thought.
Have you noticed what's happening to the size of food portions lately?
When you like to eat, you like to eat. And the more the better, right?
That's right. From fast food to snack food, from cola to coffee, from enormous entrees to pile-it-high buffet, food sellers have discovered that big portions bring big profits. Did somebody say big? And the bigger the better, especially in the fast food world.
Superstar.
Wendy's got the Biggie Fry. Hardee's got the monster size.
Boy, that's a lot
And pizza makers are battling over who's got the most pumped-up pie.
The new Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. It's so big it's got 3 zip codes.
There is no question that we're being supersized into obesity.
Cornell University's Dr. Louis Aroni says people just can't seem to resist big portions.
Since the food is there, it's sitting in front of you, you eat it.
8 ounces of soda used to quench our thirst. Now we've got 20-ounce bottles and a 44-ounce, 500-calorie super big gulp. And wasn't the Whopper big enough? Do we really need the double Whopper with almost a day's worth of fat? Our bagels are bloated. The muffins are monstrous. And is this cinnamon bun really for one person? Clearly, we don't need to eat this much food, so why do we? Well, scientists who've actually studied this say there are 3 reasons. Number 1, we're genetically programmed to pig out.
We're kind of eating machines. That's what we're set up to do.
Obesity expert Dr. James Hill says it goes back to the beginning of mankind, when food wasn't always plentiful.
So we've been programmed since the days of the caveman to eat when there's food.
Well, it's true. And those people who survived were the people that were very good at getting food in.
People are biologically hardwired to prefer a diet that's high in fat and high in calories.
Yale University's Kelly Brownell says those survival genes actually work against us in today's environment where everywhere you look are opportunities to eat.
20 years ago, there weren't a string of 15 fast food restaurants on every highway in the country. There weren't fast food chains serving food in the schools. Every service station in the country hadn't been remodeled to have a mini market inside.
And inside those mini markets, king-size Kit Kats, Snickers Big One, Lay's Big Grab, and the Mega Mystic. At Starbucks, you won't even find a standard 8-ounce cup. 12 ounces is their small, and it's called the tall. And the plates at many restaurants are getting bigger to fit all that food, like the enormous entree served at Connecticut's Captain's Galley. There's no question this visitor from Holland has found the land of plenty.
Do you feel like, gee, it's good because I'm getting a lot of food?
Yeah, it feels good. It's not good, but it feels good. Sure, we know it's not good for us.
Do you worry that maybe you gain a little weight?
Oh, I know.
You do?
Say that again.
You do. But you eat it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just our caveman genes making us eat more than we should. The second reason is when food is served in large portions, people often don't realize how much they're eating. When your drink comes in a king-size cup, your fries in a jumbo box, your entree on a wide plate, it throws off the visual cues we use to measure our intake. In one study, the proof was in the popcorn.
Container size has just a tremendous impact on how much people eat.
University of Illinois marketing professor Brian Wansink repeated the study for 2020.
Welcome to the University of Illinois, folks.
He told the volunteers they were there to screen and discuss a TV pilot. But the real purpose was to measure how much popcorn they'd eat during the session. One group was given large-size buckets. The other got the medium size. During the screening, the audience nibbled away, and afterwards, the containers were weighed. The results?
124.
While neither group finished the whole thing, the people with the larger bucket ate an average of 70% more popcorn. It wasn't because they were hungrier, says Wansink. It was because the larger bucket made it harder to gauge how much they were eating.
There has to be a cue there that enables one to monitor how much they've eaten. In some cases, it can be just as simple as hearing something open. And each time you open a pop, you say, ooh, another 12 ounces.
You also don't get an obvious cue from a big bag of M&Ms. A study found students ate almost twice as many candies from the big bag as those snacking from the small size. The third reason for the popularity of large portions, experts say, is a matter of simple economics. We love a bargain.
If you look at the trends in the food industry, it's more food for less money. Value. That's the key word.
At 7-Eleven, why get the 16-ounce Coke for 79 cents when just a dime more buys you 32 ounces? At one Sony theater, which would you buy? A child-sized popcorn for $2.99 or a bag with twice as much for only 50 cents more? Wendy's also has a deal that's hard to pass up.
Now, Biggie size any Wendy's combo with Great Biggie fries and a Biggie drink for just 39 cents.
Not to be outdone, McDonald's ran a special making supersizing, a deal you'd be a fool to refuse.
Now when you purchase any Chicken Flex Extra Value meal, you can supersize it free.
It's a very primitive, basic urge to get the most for your money in our country, and that's what people want, even if it's making them obese.
Experts say restaurants can offer large portions and still make money because the food itself is only a third of their cost. But what seems like a bargain may be costing consumers more than they think.
Do you ever think, yeah, I'm getting a lot of food for my money, but I'm eating more than I really should?
Yeah, we've been told that by our doctors, too.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're back.
We're back. We're back.
Large portions, especially of fast food, are clearly one reason obesity and related diseases are on the rise, says Brownell.
People are getting fatter, they're getting more unhealthy, they're becoming more sedentary, and a consequence, we're a totally unfit nation.
But it is good for business, so it's likely we'll see portions continue to grow. We're already up to plate-sized pancakes, omelets made with 8 eggs, and 7-Eleven's Double Gulp, 64 ounces, a half-gallon of soda in 1 cup.
How much bigger can you get?
You can get a bucket size. That's what you can get.
Now, even supersize may not be big enough. McDonald's is test marketing a supersized fries and has also just come out with its Mega Mac. Big, beefy, and stuffed with 4 patties of beef. And pity the person like this poor soul forced to admit that Wendy's big combo was too big.
Did you finish it?
Every bite.
Really?
Well, liar. Liar. Isn't it true it was too big for you? It was too big.
Get off the stand.
Don't let this happen to you. Is it better to let this happen to you? Clearly, as our portions keep getting bigger, so do our waistlines. We're already one of the fattest nations on Earth. Did anyone say supersize?
By the way, while we're piling on all that food, we're also cutting back on exercise. More than half of all Americans are now overweight. A full 22% are obese. And even more worrisome, the number of children considered obese is now at record levels.
For the latest consumer information and valuable tips, don't miss Arnold Diaz's weekly column on our website at abcnews.com. We'll be right back.
A rare twist of nature, a force beyond their control, slowly turning bodies into bone. Can this doctor find the key that will set these children free?
It's a sacred mission to help these children.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman with one man's lifelong quest when 2020 continues.
Whenever you call, wherever you call, wherever you're calling from. Now every long-distance call on Sprint is just a dime a minute, including calling card calls, even calls to your personal 800 number. And now you get up to 100 minutes of free calling when you switch to Sprint Sense Anytime. Come live in a world created around you. Call 1-800-PIN-DROP. Sprint. Ahead.
Run to JCPenney with your credit card and charge. Score big using your JCPenney card this Friday and Saturday and get an extra 10% off sale on regular priced items in stores and catalogs. It's 2 days only, so charge.
Enterprise rent-a-car for my trip? Looks expensive.
It's not expensive, Mom.
They pick us up? Sounds expensive.
Pickup's free, Mom.
Well, if it's not expensive, why didn't I get a convertible?
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Fellow shareholders, with earnings up 33%, our plan for capital improvements can proceed. In addition, financial restructuring will expand research overseas. By linking mortgage and insurance, we'll increase retirement contributions and a bigger allowance for Charlie.
Your life is like a business. Why not organize it that way? No matter what you want to achieve, we can help. Ask Merrill Lynch.
Once upon a time, a flea named Fred and a flea named Fran wanted to start a family. So Fran laid some eggs, 2,000 to be exact. This is Jasper. He doesn't worry about fleas. He takes Program, a once-a-month flavored tablet that prevents flea eggs from hatching. Now Program is backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee, so those nasty little eggs didn't hatch after all. And Jasper lived happily ever after. Don't get fleas, get Program.
2020, now in its 20th anniversary year, winner of over 300 prestigious awards for excellence in broadcast journalism.
The most powerful ruler, the bravest warrior. Only one thing brought them both to their knees. Cleopatra, Sunday, May 23rd on ABC.
I can never forget the story of the young man in the Great March on the Pentagon who knows that his father is inside planning the war. There's no other story that tells how much tension there was in the country at the time.
Essentially, Saturday.
Sunday.
Everyone in this room stands ready to go to war for you.
If you don't tell us the truth,
I will hurt you.
We win, and we've got no problem getting ugly.
They're so good, sometimes you don't even see them coming. The Practice, ABC Sunday, 10/9 Central, right after 2020.
Spring is coming. Really? So break out in a 99 Ford Escort and get $1,500 cash back or $750 cash back plus 0-9 financing, saving you over $47 a month in interest. So check out a 99 Escort at your Northwest Ford store.
Do you remember the game freeze tag from your childhood? If you were tagged, you had to freeze in place and not move a muscle. Believe it or not, that game has become real life for some children. They have been tagged by fate with a little-known and bizarre disorder that slowly but surely immobilizes their bodies, locking them into place. But Dr. Nancy Snyderman has discovered a hero in their midst, one man determined to set these children free.
It is a story told since the beginning of time, in myth, in fairy tales, even in the Bible. Human beings change from their normal earthly form into something else. The Greeks told the tale of Medusa, who turned all who looked at her head into stone. And they told the story of Daphne, who was transformed into a tree by a sympathetic god as she fled Apollo's unwanted affections. In the Bible, Lot's wife became a pillar of salt because she dared to look back on her home as she left it. Imagine for a moment what it would be like if a force slowly took over your body, locking you into place, one part at a time. For a small number of people, what you are imagining is real. They have a strange illness that turns normal muscle, the muscle of their neck and arms and chest and legs, into bone.
This is one of the most rare and uncommon disorders that affect human beings. It is really a catastrophic sabotage of the body's skeletal system.
Dr. Frederick Kaplan, an orthopedic surgeon at the University of Pennsylvania Medical Center, is devoting his life to unlocking the key to this strange disease. It is called fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, or FOP. What can FOP do? Meet Harry. He was the first FOP patient ever followed and chronicled, from a young boy until his death from complications of the disease. As the disease progressed, it locked his neck in bone, turning his head down. Then it encircled his rib cage, making it hard to breathe. Bone formed in his arms, locking his elbows, and in his legs, making his hips and knees rigid and unbending. Harry's skeleton at the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia shows the scourge of the disease. Here you see plates and sheets and ribbons of bone where his muscles should have been. When a normal skeleton is placed by Harry, you can easily see his extra bone. Just look closely here at the upper arm, and the muscle turned to bone shows up vividly.
The heart doesn't turn into the lungs, the kidneys don't turn into the spleen, the liver doesn't turn into the pancreas, but in the in this condition called FOP, normal muscle turns into normal bone.
Tiffany Linker was the first child with FOP that Fred Kaplan ever saw.
I was watching a metamorphosis before my eyes. I was seeing a normal child turn into a child who was imprisoned in a second skeleton, literally imprisoned in this cage of bone. I was baffled. What could possibly be causing this to occur?
The mystery has become the center of Dr. Kaplan's life. His FOP kids smile back at him from the photos that fill his office. The children call him Uncle Fred. He dispenses medicine, comfort, and love in equal doses. Their parents simply call him the angel without wings.
One of the oddities of FOP is that any trauma, a bump or a fall, can trigger the strange transformation of bone. Something as simple as dental work or a childhood shot can do the same thing. Some people are forced to remain standing, other people locked in a sitting position. There's really no way to predict just how this bone is going to freeze the human body.
Tiffany is here today because a playmate's ball hit her in the chest. Her mother fears new bone will form.
It hurts.
Have you hurt a lot?
FOP is so rare that most people, including doctors, have never heard of it. A telltale sign is this malformed big toe like Tiffany's. Most doctors don't recognize its significance.
80 to 90% of the time, there's a misdiagnosis in this condition.
And with misdiagnosis, horribly misguided attempts at treatment.
It sounds like, well, bone growing, we'll just cut it out. Futile?
It is futile. Any attempt to remove this extra bone that forms leads to explosive new bone formation at the site of the surgery. The most minor bump or bruise can lead to catastrophic consequences.
Because the forming bone looks like tumors, doctors often think they are seeing cancer. When she was 10 months old, Tiffany had chemotherapy for a cancer she didn't have.
How about like that?
Ashley Kerpeel of Atlanta was also misdiagnosed with a tumor. She was a toddler when she went into the operating room.
Well, it was explained that they were going to take out a muscle and the back around the shoulder blade, and this nasty thing was going to be gone, and we'd get on with our lives.
But things went terribly wrong in the OR. Instead of the single tumor the surgeon expected, bone was everywhere.
He came in and said, it's too far advanced. It's gone everywhere. It's up her neck, down her side, and her back, along her hip. And I have to take arm and shoulder.
6 weeks after that, the Kerpeels found out the amputation had been unnecessary. Ashley didn't have cancer. She had FOP. Now, at 16, she has learned to adapt, and life is filled with school and work. Her photo hangs over Fred Kaplan's shoulder as a reminder of the price of ignorance. But of all the children whose images grace the doctor's wall, the most severely ill is Sarah Steele of Redmond, Washington. She is locked into her wheelchair, unable to move any muscles, except for limited motion in her wrists and fingers.
I haven't been able to move my elbows or shoulders very much since I was a year old. And I really haven't ever been able to turn my head.
How was your day? Hi.
Now 13, Sarah was Marilyn Harris' first child. In one sense, she was lucky. Sarah was correctly diagnosed when she was just 4 months old.
We would try to protect her, and I felt like all the little things we could do were so minute compared to the enormity of this gene that had this relentless disease progression. I felt like I had a spoon and I was expected to move a mountain.
Marilyn and her husband are both ministers, but they never blamed God for Sarah's pain.
My husband had a very poignant comment after she was diagnosed. He says, God has a tear in his eye for Sarah.
His patients believe that tear in God's eye fell upon Dr. Kaplan and sprouted into his life's passion, to find a cure for this disease. Kaplan and his research team have learned that FOP is usually the result of a genetic accident, a gene gone wrong in the womb. It affects both sexes equally. And they are closing in on the FOP gene. They've discovered the protein it makes, a powerful one involved in forming bone.
This unquestionably is the master switch for the formation of a skeleton.
And they found that FOP follows a precise pattern as it attacks the body.
It starts in the head and the neck region and progresses down the torso. It starts in the back and moves to the chest wall. It starts in the arms and moves down to the elbows and wrists. And then later on, it starts in the hips and moves to the knees and ankles.
And always it works on the minds of its victims and their families, taking an emotional toll that's profound and crippling. Because FOP is so rare, older patients like Jeannie Pieper had to suffer in terrible isolation. As her body locked, part by part, Jeannie was left with only limited movement in her wrists and fingers. Since her jaw has now fused, the only food she can eat is pureed. She never even knew of another patient until she became an adult.
I was 28 at the time and had never, ever known anyone else with FOP. And I was just astonished to know that there was actually other people in the world with this disease.
So Jeannie made it her mission to see that other patients didn't struggle alone. She took it upon herself to make them all one big family. This was their first reunion, for many years of isolation had finally ended.
That was great, knowing that there were other people out there like me, and just meeting them and talking to them. It's nice, basically, to see that lots of other people have it.
I just was in awe. There were 3 children with FOP in this one room when I had never met anybody else. My impression as I went away was that these were able, articulate, educated people who were doing well with their lives. It gave me hope for Sarah. Where's the future?
The future is in understanding what this switch is and turning it off. If every person in the world who had FOP disappeared off the face of the earth tomorrow, 2 days from now, or 3 days from now, or next week or next year, there'll be another child born with FOP. And what are we going to tell those children? We made a better wheelchair.
Jeannie Pieper and Fred Kaplan sometimes think more than mere coincidence was involved in the turn their lives took.
We've often talked about that, and I really do think that there was a higher power involved in having these things happen. Can I get a hug for that? It's a sacred mission to help these children. Thank you.
And the future does look promising. Dr. Kaplan and his colleagues hope that in the next year or 2, they can begin clinical tests on a new drug that may impede abnormal bone growth in FOP patients. And Dr. Kaplan's work on the FOP gene could eventually lead to an understanding not only of this disorder, but of other bone diseases. You can find more information about this, too, on our website at abcnews.com. We'll be right back.
NATO is not backing down. It launches cruise missiles into the heart of Belgrade. Good evening. I'm John Marlin.
And I'm Kathy Marshall. Also tonight at 11, the rush to protect personal computers from viruses. Details coming up.
The answer lies out there, Watson. On the moors, Holmes? In front of the Holmes, Watson. Holmes? That's right, Watson. Nobody in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX.
RE/MAX, the real estate leaders.
Announcing a new way to see. Near and far, the way nature intended. Introducing the revolutionary AccuView bifocal contact lens with pupil-intelligent design. New AccuView bifocal. Visit your eye care professional or call us for more information.
We want to invite you to join ABC News tomorrow night for the 3rd installment of our special series, The Century, with Peter Jennings. In this episode, 2 major conflicts, World War I and Vietnam. That's The Century, tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central. And then on 2020 Monday, in the brave new world of medical science, there is life after death. This loving couple had plans to raise a family until his unexpected death. But a doctor harvested the dead man's sperm. This baby is making medical history. But some are questioning whether it's right to produce a child from a dead parent. The exclusive story of The Baby from Beyond on 2020 Monday at 8, 7 Central with Charles Gibson and Connie Chung.
Thanks for the plug. And on 2020 Wednesday, he's the first general to be court-martialed in almost 50 years. I'll have an exclusive interview with Army General David Hale, who pleaded guilty just 2 weeks ago to having improper relationships with 4 women, all wives of men under his command. You realized, of course, you were having sex with the wife of your subordinate.
And I'll live with that embarrassment and that shame for the rest of my life.
What was he thinking when he put his career at risk? 2020 Wednesday at 10, 9 Central.
And that is 2020 for tonight. We thank you for joining us. I'm Hugh Downs.
And I'm Connie Chung. I'll see you again on Monday.
For all of us here at 2020, have a good weekend and good night.
Good night.
On May 23rd, pleasure becomes power. Cleopatra.